One name that we have... You like that one? One name that we haven't heard mentioned in this window, Ivan Toney. Can you believe it? Is he going to be set to stay at Brentford? I mean, look, this new signing, Igor Thiago, has been ruled out for the majority of the rest of the year. This is because of a meniscus injury on his debut. Do you think that would impact a potential move for Toney?
It's a tough one because they've spoke so openly and honestly about his situation, and I don't know if that's worked in his favour or not, because now teams could probably go to them and say, we know he wants to leave, this is the price that we're willing to pay, if not, then he can just stay. But at the same time, he's made it very clear that he wants, you know, to play in the Champions League and playing, you know, in the top teams, and he's done really well for Brentford. Maybe the back end of the season, his form wasn't that great, but at the same time, he showed the quality at the Euros for England, you know, the impact that he had at the top level of football. So I'm interested to see what actually happens with Ivan Toney, because a lot of teams are looking for an out-and-out striker with personality, you know, someone that can hold up play, that can score goals as well. He's got a lot of confidence. So I'm surprised that teams aren't really pushing to get him in.
Yeah, and considering all the speculation in January, are you surprised there's been no move?
Yeah, I mean, as you mentioned, it feels like everyone was crying out for, in January, a striker, because whatever team got him would be pushing for the title. But he was a kind of a title changer, wasn't he? I think the question maybe, especially when you look at the Premier League, is if the price is north of £50 million, £70 million, you look at the teams now, Arsenal was potentially the obvious choice, but I think they're very happy with how Kai Havertz performed at the second half of last season. Whether that is the long-term solution, we don't know. But you look at the other sides, you know, are Tottenham or the likes of Manchester City crying out for a striker of that price bracket. If that compromises the rest of your transfer window in terms of spend, we know teams don't have loads of money to spend. I think that might be potentially the sticking point. For Brentford, though, can they afford to lose him now with their main replacement for him potentially being injured till the new year? Maybe not, and maybe they need to keep him and risk losing him on a free because he's that valuable.